Can't believe the whole purpose of this video was going to be to show me going through the demo of some of the location software, but I've recorded, haven't I? And I've not had the audio on, so I've checked now, the audio's on, but it means that I've missed that segment that it's not really going to make too much, well, it will make sense, but I'm just going to have to run you through it. So let's get into it. I'm gonna go. So this was me just doing an introduction. So if I speed this up, no. Okay, that's 2.7 times. So it should already be sped up, right? So I'm gonna show you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Let's get into it. So I had a meeting scheduled with hook.io and I had a few technical problems not only getting on with the meeting, but also my audio. So double whammy. Finally got in, and as you'll see, we got in the end. And here we are. So nice talk from a lovely lady called Denise, and it was basically location strategy. So here I am, and I'm just watching it through. She's telling us about the data comes from the mobile phones data, mobile network coverage, and that's how they collect data and they synthesize that data into outputs for various enterprises. So myself, I'm a solopreneur, I'm a one-man unit, but you see all these big enterprises who use this, and hence it's enterprise priced. But that's good. I know I'm in good company, and it's obviously started out that they helped these governing bodies, and that's how they operated, and then moved on to retail. So she asked me here what sort of use cases would be good for me. So for me, I instantly saw footfall as the first one, day part footfall and footfall, which is, what period in the day, but also the total number in a day. So one's more granular and one's not. So here she put on my local town, Huddersfield, as an example to use the software, which was great because I know the area. So for an example, it's good because I can kind of, put one and one together because I know the area. Whereas in the actual use case, I'm telling her that, okay, somewhere like a Manchester or Birmingham or London or Leeds, a big city that I don't know as well, would be better. You see here, they operate in polygons, and so it's a bit of a map of the retail areas, with the purple being shopping centres, she's telling me, which is great. Good intel, because I told her that a shopping centre could be a good place. Now I know this shopping centre, Huddersfield in Kingsgate. I know they've got a little mini store, so I know unattended retail may not quite work in the way I want it to do. But you see here, there's also heat maps, so you see the areas where popular. That back end of the blue is a new function called the Light, which is I think they've got about 20 different games, from pool to rock climbing to shooting to axe throwing to bowling. So I know that is a great recreational space, but it's also new, so I know they'll provide drinks, but having something in that area could be beneficial. You'll see also the red at the heat map of the entrance, which makes sense. But as I say, it's all enterprise price, so I'm just sort of listening, hearing her out. But I know for me, it comes later down the line with them bigger cities. Here I see there's a breakdown of I'm not even sure what that was, but this was the international data, so international mobile coverage. So in a place like Huddersfield, there's not much at all, which is not surprising, because most people these days, when they go abroad, they get international, they get the SIM of the country, don't they? So I thought there'd be a little bit, but obviously if it was negligible, then it may just be that they don't represent the data at all. Here I also had footfall in the time period, so how long do they dwell in that area, which is useful particularly for unattended retail, because it's normally people who are waiting around, right? So good insight. Now of course this is all only a demo, but it's good to see the functions that could be applicable to my business, and how long people spend in an area is great intel. Now she's showing me transaction values in this shopping centre, and it also she shows me a breakdown of what it's used on. So things like fashion and travel are the big spenders, which is great insight again, because I may want to locate a machine, buy a travel agent, buy whatever it may be, buy a fashion store, because they're the places where people have money, are spending money, rather than the pound shops or whatever, for example, who also would be offering the similar retail consumer goods I'm providing anyway. So granular data, disposable income, which is useful. Of course, when you apply this to a bigger city like Manchester, there's going to be wealthier clientele, and this was quite useful actually. It shows the breakdown of where people are from, what postcode, and how many people from them postcodes as a percentage, I should say, are in this, they call it assets, but area, so shopping centre. So good insight. So you can also break it down by streets, which is great for me, particularly. I'm telling her here that, you know, it's useful because you've got outdoor machines, which are great, but also it's giving insight into, well, it's the granular data that I need. It's insight into who's on what street, and you can kind of see the change. So it's 3 days after the data is recorded, is it uploaded onto here, so you can see the change, and that's obviously applicable for me because I can readdress the location of a machine if I feel that it's not doing too well. If it's performing under par, then I'll look at what street. Okay, this street has had plus 5% growth since I placed the machine, so let's move it to this street rather than this one that's down 3%, for example. So yeah, really appreciated that.